And also, shout out to Zahir taking Korra to the spiritual plane because it's not like she had a master who was an airbender trained in the spirits that she could have consulted.
And you really hate Tenzin. Right.
Basically,
Yeah.
doesn't want Tenzin and Marco in the show. Like those two guys should not be in the show.
I
Also,
want
shout out to-
Tenzin. I want Tenzin to do stuff.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Nerdgasm podcast.
And I've made a comment on TikTok. We are sober, but I'm telling you, man.
And you can find me on Mr Geek Media. Hashtag Recast the Chala campaign.
Except Jack had to find someone from Africa. He's so plain.
Okay, I'm tebellokhala. Welcome to Nerdgasm.
Season 3. Okay, season 3. Now, this season, better written than a lot of seasons. Still a lot of problems.
All I remember about season 3 is Guru Lahima.
Oh my god.
Guru
At some
Lahima.
point, I was
think
like,
it's the
why
strong- I
hear
think
this
this
guy
is the
say
strongest
Guru
season.
Lahima one more time?
It's the strongest season writing one.
I think you know one thing you need to appreciate about. Okay, what I don't like is the name choices because there you clearly starting to see a whole lot of Middle Eastern.
Yeah,
Middle
like
Eastern
how they make the
terrorists
guy
and
named
some-
Zahir a
some-
terrorist?
Some plus, but still we'll come back to that.
How they make the guy named Zahir a terrorist?
I hate the president and I hate the queen of buses.
Okay,
So the
first off and
president of
foremost,
Republic City is such
first
a
off and foremost, how did they not learn? How did Republic City not learn their lesson? Why did they make the guy a non-bender the president of Republic City? Why didn't they just go back to the council?
Okay, didn't they just
because of what
okay?
Unalak did. I don't know.
Didn't they vote him in? Don't they have like elections? Why is
No,
Republic City?
why?
Is it not
Why?
Is this Republic City not a republic? I have got so many questions. Someone comment below. How does
No, but
Republic
I'm
City
saying,
work?
like, why did they give him unilateral power? It does not make sense. You went from
Because
one
it's-
extreme to the other.
Because he's the
You
president.
just saw one extreme that's terrible, and you went right to the other, and it's bad. He does things that doesn't help benders at all. This would have been the time for Amon to show up and be on the bender side and talk about non-bender supremacy.
And then so I take it. I want to hear from the guys who love Zahir the most. Pila, tell me more about this lovely character called Zahir.
Yes, please go ahead.
Zahir the F-Bender.
I guess I could just give my general summary throughout
Yes.
the entire season, but I think this is the most well-written season. It's my favorite season. I do like the fact that there is a lot more of a personal beef between Zahir and Korra, and Zahir's plan is actually directly about Korra, unlike the other villains, where it just felt like she
That
was
doesn't
in the
make
way.
sense to me.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
it makes sense to me. I mean, his whole idea is he wants to destroy a hierarchy, he wants to create chaos, and he wants to destroy anybody or anything that symbolizes any hierarchy of control over
Yeah.
other people. And the Avatar, obviously, who is the super cop of the world, he wants to get rid of the Avatar. I think also this is great character writing for a lot of characters. A lot of them have setup, development, and payoff. I do think Korra has changed a lot in this season. I think she's definitely more likable. And I think Zahir's philosophy, because you guys' original question was about Zahir, I think Zahir's philosophy on chaos is obviously an incorrect one, but it is a very interesting one. And it does play out to its logical
Now-
conclusion at the end because he sacrifices everything, and because he sacrifices everything around him for individual strength, he loses comrades that could have helped him at the end. But anyway, cool.
Also, what we learned from so he fits the role of a terrorist perfectly. He's taking a spiritual concept and taking it to the extreme without understanding the complete nuances of all. Hmm? Which defines any extremist group ever. Or am I mistaken?
No, you're right. Like him,
Yeah, you're right.
words that I'm looking for. There's a word that I'm looking for, but it's basically like taking a good thing and basically, turning it to
But
fit your own agenda, or
but
misunderstanding or misinterpreting the purpose of that thing. But also, if we are to have like this spiritual conversation, um, sometimes when I like what the last emperor says in hip hop, he says, "You guys must stop talking about what Pac would say. What do you know about a dead man's perspective?" So, in as much as he used to quote Guru Lahima a lot, I think someone should have made him realize that Guru Lahima wouldn't agree with some of the things that you're doing. In as much
But
as,
okay, but
okay,
here's my issue. Here's my issue. Can I go or
okay,
you
let
go
me
ahead?
let me quickly quickly bring it home. I was saying it's the same thing that people will be saying about the Bible today. Like how many
yeah,
people are misquoting Jesus to excuse the most appalling things that they've ever done.
yeah.
And now you can't just turn around and say, hey, Jesus is dead for 2000 years. You can't tell me what, you can't tell, you can't use that person's perspective. It's the same thing. He's using the spirituality as a weapon. And you can see how he's using it as a weapon. I mean, the allies he's gotten are all extremists who, even in surrender, would rather choose suicide. That shows that the level of
Extremist.
the level of extremism in the mindset. So there's
Okay,
no
so we've
negotiating.
discussed the philosophical implications, right? Let's talk about some world-breaking stuff right now.
Okay, what
So,
will
why can Mr. Guru Lahima go into the spirit realm but Tenzin can't?
because Tenzin has attachments and Guru Lahima doesn't.
He
I
does.
mean, Guru
Zahir has attachments.
had
No,
one.
Janora has a boyfriend,
no, but
and she can do it.
he emptied his tether.
No, Janora has a boyfriend, and he can do it, and she can do it. Why can't Tenzin do it?
Hey, I guess those are the loopholes, my man. I don't know what you want us to tell you.
Because
Yeah.
I want to argue, but at the same time, it makes less and less sense. Because
No, let's talk about Zahir. His plan happens where?
At the end,
On Earth.
yeah, I get you. Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
I'm saying, where does it happen? Not in the spiritual world. It happens
yes,
on Earth. Chaos, right? Chaos. The way he defines it. When he gives his speech to Korra at the end. Man will have an allegiance to his family. That's an attachment. This guy is all about attachments, but he's detached.
That's
and
his.
I hate the fact that people think no, it's that he is the best airbender ever. He ain't. He is not. He's flat
Wait,
out.
who said he's the best airbender?
There are so many people that are making arguments about how much he's such a
But I'm
brilliant
saying,
airbender.
I don't
Just
understand why
because
Tenzin doesn't get Spirit Star.
Tenzin wiped the floor with him.
Tenzin curb stomped him.
No,
They
I
had to
hate that.
jump.
Like, guys, I hate that fight. You know why I hate it? Because I'm just like, Tenzin should have stomped him in 2 moves. I don't understand how he managed to get away as long as he did. Tenzin should have squashed Zahir from jump and then dealt with the other two. Because he's supposed to be an
Really good
airbending
fight.
master. I
It's a
didn't
really good
like
fight,
it.
though.
I didn't like
I
it.
thought it was amazing.
I think Tenzin. I think Tenzin. He doesn't. What's this thing? It's like he doesn't. He throws away his actual. He doesn't fight at his full capabilities because he's supposed to be a pacifist. I think. that's
He
because
was
even when
not
he
in
fights,
pacifist mode. He was not in pacifist mode.
just check how he moves. Even when he moves, you can tell that it's not like he's fighting to kill. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying to you,
It's like
I'm
he's
saying
fighting
to
to
you, when you
stop
look at Tenzin's
the
face,
person, but
but
not
I'm
to
saying,
kill.
look at Tenzin's face. Look at Tenzin's face when Zahir threatens his family. That was not a man fighting for pacifism. He didn't even try and negotiate like Aang did with Ozai. He was not in pacifist mode.
It's like he still doesn't wanna. It's like he has a. He has a boundary that he doesn't want to cross, no matter what.
It's not
I'm
necessarily
still
a
saying
bad.
I think he should have squashed. I think he should have squashed
It,
Zahir. That's
it's
how I feel because I'm just like
I
Tenzin has been unimpressive to me up until this point. He doesn't have
okay.
like a
Yeah,
singular.
I get that. I just want to bring out my other argument about why this guy is not necessarily the brilliant airbender that you guys think he is. They're thinking, oh, he managed to achieve flight because he let go of what was it? The thing that what did you say?
Emptied his tether.
Earthly attachments.
Yeah, he emptied his tether. Blah blah blah. Did he really empty his tether, or was it emptied for him? Because it only happened after his girlfriend got her head blown the heck off.
Yeah, but that's why we're saying that's his weakness. His misunderstanding of Guru Lahima's words.
But he
Yeah.
still gets the benefits though. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I don't understand the
But he
consistency
wasn't
of the
tethered
rules
to
here.
anything.
that's the thing
No,
about spirituality.
no, and that's what I'm
No,
trying to
but
say.
like,
Guys, listen. He died. She died. Then he could let her go. Then he achieved this thing. He didn't actively choose to let her go.
True.
It
But the
just
end result was the same.
the end result was the same. So for you to say he emptied his tether, no, it was emptied for him. The girl died, and then he said, "Oh wow, this is what enlightenment is." And then you're gonna tell me, "Oh, he's such a powerful airbender." Get the hell off this get the hell off a high horse. You're talking BS. I've seen better
yeah,
airbending
but
from a
I'm just saying
child.
to me it just feels world breaking because I'm just like his plan happens on Earth. It's all about chaos and getting rid of kingdoms on Earth. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with spirits. Everything that he's doing, it's attached to an ideal that he has. And ideals are attachments. They are, if you go into
You know,
spiritual law and all of that stuff. That's how ideals work. Now, how come Tenzin can't do it? Tenzin got over his hump
because
as being
plot.
he was not supposed to be Aang. He got
Because
over that.
Not
So he didn't get
necessarily. I mean, we
rewarded
could
for that.
still
Yes,
say
he did.
Tenzin
In
was
the
attached.
no, but
Maybe he
I'm
was still
saying Ten,
attached to the legacy that his father left behind. He might have been attached to his family. I mean,
but
Tenzin
he
has a
got
lot of
over that.
insecurities that he's dealing with.
But he got over that. That was the whole season two. He got over the thing that he was not Aang. He should have spiritual attachment now. He should be able to do it.
was didn't
Maybe
Bumi
it's still, maybe there's still more.
didn't Bumi pacify his
Ah, but
spirit with
I'm just
music
saying, it feels
at
like
this
Tenzin
point?
is underwhelming, and I don't like it.
I get you. I get you. Like I said, of all the new characters apart from Aang, Tenzin is the most recognizable. But apart from that, he's just nothing more than a glorified teacher.
No, but I'm saying I didn't even
He's
see him teach. That's what I'm
he's
saying. I don't know anything
he's
really
okay.
about
Rather,
Tenzin
no,
outside of
okay.
his insecurities.
I'll put it like he's not a glorified teacher. He's like a glorified principal.
But isn't
That
his
feels
whole
better.
arc in season three that now that the airbending is, is available and is a nation, isn't he attached to the nation and building that nation?
Yeah, it
Because
is.
I mean,
And
it's
then
kind of
But
his
then
plan,
I'm
isn't it?
saying by that
Yeah, and
logic,
also
Aang should
accepting that
not
his
have been
daughter
as
survived
spiritual
in
as
the
he
beginning.
was.
of course
No, but I'm saying by that logic, then Aang shouldn't have been as spiritual as he was because Aang also had an attachment to being an airbender. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
Aang couldn't go into the spirit world, could he?
he could, he did.
eventually, it had to take
Um,
him getting
I
capstoned by Hebai.
I can't remember that, to be honest. Maybe it's because I haven't watched it in a while, but I can't remember Aang just freely going into the spirit world. But I could be wrong.
It happened. It literally happened completely by accident. Hebai capstoned, took soccer. He
No,
flew
I'm
after
saying
it,
at some point in the show, he does while he's having it because he also has an attachment to being what the world needs him to be.
and then the second time was with the koi fish,
And
and
also, he actively also has an attachment to Katara because he foregoes learning about the Avatar state because Katara is in danger.
and then also the last time was right on top of the antenna's body, right on top of
Well, I mean,
Roku's
actually,
body.
we might be
If you go
confused.
without
We might be
connection,
confusing the same thing.
Oh, sorry. Please continue.
Going into the spirit world doesn't necessarily mean you have to let go of all attachment. I think
No, it
the
doesn't.
ability to fly is having to let go
Yes,
of all
that's the
attachment.
No,
that's the
but I'm
So it's
difference.
two
saying
different
Tenzin
things.
couldn't. But I'm saying we say it's two different things. But I'm saying Tenzin couldn't go into the spirit realm because of earthly attachment.
No,
But
we are.
No, we don't
can.
know.
No, we
We
are
don't
some.
know.
We are.
No,
We
that's
are
what the
some.
story said. That's what
Is
the
it?
story was telling you.
Remember, he had a discussion. He had a conversation with Korra in the spiritual world.
No, he didn't have the conversation with her. What happened is he tried to take her there, and he couldn't do it. Janora could do it.
Maybe you don't remember. They met in the spiritual. That's when he was explaining the whole Red Lotus thing. They were in the spiritual
No,
realm.
that's Zahir. That's Zahir.
Are we not talking about Zahir? Oh, you're talking about Tenzin. Sorry.
I'm talking about Tenzin. So I'm saying Tenzin couldn't do it, but
Yeah,
Zahir
no,
could.
we
And
are.
also that
But
flying
did they
ability is
did they state that he couldn't do it because he couldn't let go of his attachment?
yes, that was the
When?
thing. His whole attachment to Aang's legacy and being Aang, that was the thing that was stopping him from being able to go into the spirit realm. Like eventually everybody's like, yo, Tenzin, you can't do this. Janora can. Step to the side, let Janora do it. Now I'm here with Zahir, and I'm like, this is contradictory because his whole plan has attachments, but he can go to the spirit realm. I don't see Zahir being more spiritual than Tenzin.
It's all a matter of perspective, really.
Okay, anyway, fine. Let's get to the other part. Shout out to Bolin learning how to lava bend Nj.
But isn't he okay? Isn't his brother a firebender?
No, but they didn't say that.
Wait,
They didn't say that
wait,
because he has fire bending genes, he can bend lava.
wait. Bolin is Bolin and Bolin and Marco brothers,
Yes, they are.
and one is a firebender and the other one is a earthbender, right?
Yep.
Because they're both born from firebender and so it doesn't it at least give some credence that it can be possible.
It does.
But they didn't say that. They didn't say that. I'm saying now I'm headcanoning things because the other thing is when he fought the lava bender, he wasn't lava bending. He was just using earth.
Because he didn't know how.
But then how did he learn? Because when he lava bends, the lava's just coming towards him, and Bolin just says, gotta chance it, and boom, it works.
Okay, I hear you. It's given the same season finale for season one with airbending, but
And I'm saying, like, this show gives it to other characters, but it doesn't give it to Korra. Because, okay, fine, we're not going to explain how Bolin can lava bend. But then we're going to have Korra get poisoned and not have her defeat Zahir because of the poison. When we could just write something in it to just be inconsistent and let her win the fight with Zahir.
Hang on, whoa, wait. Didn't we just say that Korra isn't like the other avatars that way that if her life's in danger, it wouldn't trigger the avatar state? Why did it trigger this time around?
No, because of Zahir's poison. Zahir's poison forced her to be in the avatar state.
Because
That's how the
Because that
poison
was
works.
the intention. Yeah, it wasn't a fear response. It was the
I get
poison.
what Tebel was
Okay.
asking. I understand what Tebel was asking.
Oh, I get you.
okay, so
But my issue with it
you
is that
understand
I'm
my
like,
question.
okay,
Yeah, I do.
yeah.
So is it does my question make sense? That's a
It makes
I'm,
like
I'm
basically
genuinely
No, I
asking.
get
I'm not.
you.
I'm not. I'm not
goes
asking
back to
from
season
a
one. Your question goes back to season one.
yes.
Yeah.
Like
No, but your question is the avatar state being triggered because she's dying? No, it's not. The poison is
Okay.
intentionally made to trigger the avatar state.
okay, that makes sense.
Which I don't
And
understand, but okay, fine.
which also brings
But-
me to the next question: why is the avatar state so weak? Why is it getting weaker and weaker as the seasons go on? I just need to understand that.
You know what I think, guys, and I could be wrong in my rationale. No? I don't think the avatar state. I think the power scaling of the avatar state is not the same with every avatar user.
But they literally say she has the most powerful avatar state. That's what the stats say.
Who says
They say
that?
Korra has the most powerful avatar state.
Which stats are these now? I don't know about
No,
those
at the
stats.
end of season 4, the feat that she pulls, people have said other avatars can't do that.
Okay,
As
those
in
are
when she
people.
bends the energy.
Yes, because that's energy spirit cannon from a tree. No avatar has ever fought that level of raw power. So it's not supposed to be weaker.
Okay, but
They
we're
say
still on
she's
season
literally
three.
stronger than Aang and all the other avatars before her. But
And that's
what's
the
happening?
issue. And that's the
How?
issue.
No,
But what's
wait.
happening?
Okay, so
What's happening?
But I'm getting even more confused now because what you're telling me and what I'm seeing are two totally different things.
That's
Wait,
what I'm
what?
saying. What is it
BuckMeister?
with this show? Yes?
Also, I was just asking Tebello, who's telling you? BuckMeister or me or Peter?
No. Okay. Remember, like I said, I couldn't care less. So I'm trying to understand this thing from a low perspective, right? That you're telling me that Korra's avatar state is canonically supposed to be the most powerful, but from what I'm seeing with her, what she does with the avatar state is getting weaker and weaker every time she goes into the state as it's portrayed on screen. I mean, I'm not gonna quote Aang. I'm gonna quote somebody like the firebending avatar who literally caused three volcanoes to erupt with the avatar state. And we're gonna talk Yang Chen, who created basically a hurricane with a passing thought. And then we're gonna go to Korra in the
Wait,
avatar.
But guys, you
I
guys
think
know even in
we're
Shonen
getting
that.
to death battle territory.
Yeah, but
We
you guys
don't
know
know.
that
I'm
Nobody
not talking
knows.
about Death Battle.
but
I'm
even in
talking about what the show showed me.
no, but like even in like Shonen data books, you know that some of this information is incorrect, guys.
Okay,
You know this.
no. So I'll
Okay.
ignore.
Oh, fine,
So
fine. Okay.
I'll ignore it because
Let's
it
just get
doesn't
back to Zahir.
it
Let's
doesn't make
just get
sense.
back to
Thank you.
Zahir. I'm saying, wouldn't it have been a stronger finale for Janora to not step in? Like Janora is just like the summoning. She's the summoning jutsu for
Sorry,
Korra.
you
Whenever
don't like
Korra's
Chikara
in
that much.
danger, whenever Korra's in danger,
Why did he have to do the hand seal? Damn it! I just saw that.
I'm saying
Could you use
I was rooting. Like guys, Extruded, Pila. I was rooting for Korra to beat Zahir.
Who was
I
it?
wanted her to win. I really did. And Zahir is
But
just
then,
keeping up with her.
but then, does it not look cool on a thematic level that
It does.
Korra and the team stopped Zahir and Zahir sacrificed all his attachments, and because he didn't have
No, I
anyone to
don't
help
think
him, he
so.
lost?
I don't
No.
think so, because you could have had the team do something else. I think it would be more stronger thematically that Korra, with all of her attachments, overcame Mr. Guru Lahima, even though Guru Lahima kept lopping attachments onto her, like the poison.
I mean, I guess
You
it's
know,
just a
no,
matter of different
you
perspectives.
know what I'm noticing about BuckMeister now? The more we talk about like overpowered characters, because this is the same sort of like questions you would ask about Superman. Is he doesn't like the inconsistencies that these writers have with regards to overpowered characters, because from a storytelling perspective, you do understand why Korra would struggle to defeat Zahir, but it's the Superman and Lex Luthor situation where you're like, really? Why is this happening? You know what I mean? So I do get the questions that he's
No, but
asking.
like the other thing I'm saying, Mr. Extrodin, the other thing I'm saying is that the show has contradicted itself multiple times, but it will never do that to give Korra a win. I'm used to stories contradicting themselves all the time. Batman is supposed to be a human. Ning Ning not so long ago he fell from space. I
With
get
his
it. Okay,
with
I
his normal
understand.
uniform.
Mm.
No, but I
Yeah,
mean,
with
the
his
thing is,
normal
so like,
uniform.
I get what you're saying, but this is the thing, like, it's all about storytelling. So it's like we're supposed to like create suspense and tension and get. If a character just goes in and does the thing that they want to do,
There's no
first
story.
move, there's no story. It's like why didn't Aang just take away the Fire Lord's bending the moment he got there? They had to fight. There had to be a whole thing.
He had no
You can't just get
chance.
to the thing.
No,
Of
but
course
I'm
he could
saying
have. He could have
fine.
just jumped up there
No,
and taken
wait,
away his
no,
bending.
there's
But
no
that's
way he
not
was just going to.
interesting.
And energy
No, but I'm
bending.
saying there's no way he was not going to just energy bend at the beginning of the fight. They literally
No.
started at a distance.
No,
No.
not at the beginning of the fight. The moment he gets into the Avatar state.
Yeah, true.
No, but the Avatar state wanted to kill Ozai. It was not listening to. It was not wanting to do what Aang wanted to do.
No, that's
Aang
that's
wanted to
not
energy bend.
that's not
Yeah,
true.
no, it's
That's not
not.
true. The
No,
Avatar
they
state is
literally.
not a voice in Aang's head.
I'm saying it's not a voice in Aang's head. It's all of his past lives. But I'm saying it's all of his past lives. But remember, all of his past lives were saying, you got
Killed
to
his
kill.
brother.
And when he was doing his whole drill thing, he literally said, I'm not going to end it this way. So he turned it off. And he chose to energy bend. I'm saying,
So what
when
you're
we
saying
talk
is, so
about
the
the Avatar,
character is making choices as they go along, instead of just doing the
that's
thing
what's
they could have
happening.
done all along from the beginning. So why
But
don't
I'm
you apply
saying,
the
when
same
we
lens
get
to
to,
other characters?
but I'm applying it to Korra now, right? I'm applying it to Korra. And I'm saying, it's not Korra's character flaw here that's the issue. I'm talking about her ability. I'm saying that this show keeps nerfing her and keeps creating situations where she can't win.
After
And
she
I'm
was
saying,
poisoned?
as a viewer, I don't enjoy that because I'm like, give her a struggle, but let her win.
Okay,
It's
let me
not
ask you
doing that.
something. How did you expect her to win
I
if she got
look,
poisoned?
She did win.
look.
Not
She
individually,
didn't
but she
win.
won.
Denora and airbending team basically had to step
They
in.
won together.
Yeah,
They
no,
won together.
But
It's
what I'm
why
trying,
not a
doesn't
okay,
Korra get
one-on-one
an
kind of
Ozai?
situation.
Why doesn't Korra get an Ozai?
what I'm
She's
trying to
poisoned, bro.
what I'm trying, but guys, isn't
She beats
okay?
Kavira.
Yeah, that's what I
There
was
you
about to
go.
say. That she does get a W
She did
against
not
Kavir.
beat. She did not beat Kavira.
Didn't she cap stomp her up
You
until
don't
she?
think she beat Kavira?
No, she didn't. They were very much okay. We'll get to season 4 anyway. So we're done with the here.
I'm
Bolin put
surprised
the
this video is
sock in
not
it.
4 hours in
My
already.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep it
my
bite size. I'm sorry.
my biggest argument with season 3. Okay, yeah, let's give our final thoughts about season 3, right?
Final
Shall we?
thoughts. Let's go. Final thoughts.
Okay, my final thoughts about season 3, for the little I've watched, is that here was trying too hard to sound like a philosophical bad guy, and, for me, it felt horribly flat. Uh,
It just
if
feels like he started reading those books when he was in jail.
yeah, yeah, it's like, you know what? Yeah, to bring it back to earth, like how many prisoners end up becoming Barutis, Super Msaloni priests suddenly when you go to prison. It's the same WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
And my big argument, and I think it might be controversial here, I don't care, but what I would have liked from Korra in this particular arc is that she should have finished the job and killed Zaire. But that's my only gripe. Apart from that, apart from that, that's all I have to say. Yeah, I'm not here to tell you which one is my favorite or least favorite of all the seasons. They're all the same blurry meh for me. So I respect you guys. You liked it more. I think at this point, many people were busy saying that Korra is now better than Aang. It's this season that gave people the courage to say that no, Korra is the Korra storyline is better than the Aang storyline at this point. Am I mistaken, Pila?
I don't know.
I was definitely not in that camp, but
But that's where
maybe it was happening.
yeah, but that's where the
Mm.
stance started propping up from this season onwards. Because you can't say they
Yeah,
came after season 2. Everybody was quiet. Season 3 was
this
like,
was when
yeah,
the
no,
show was.
yeah,
This is definitely when the show was at its peak.
and that
I could say that. I don't know if people thought it was better, but yeah.
This is
Oh well, I've seen so many
the
people.
Cell saga
mm.
of Korra.
So
Yeah.
Well, why
that's
didn't she
my
get her
thoughts.
moment where she gets to defeat the bad guy?
Where is the spirit bomb at least? Anyway, we'll come back to that. Mr. Extrodin?
Um, best season, best villain. I think the only thing that I really had issues with was the president, and not being adaptable because, yeah, the spirits were in Republic City, my man. So what did you expect?
Oh yeah. Also, shout out to Zuko. What the hell happened to your beard? I don't care. What happened to my boy? He was so handsome. And then, wow, life has finally stressed you. My God, look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's all I have to say. Is like, hey, he of all the next generation characters, he's the one who aged the most. Ugh.
Yeah, but yeah, so ultimately I think it's the best season, but yeah, with minor tweaks it could have been perfect.
Can I go off? Can I go next?
Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead. I'll finish up last, and then we can move on to
Um,
season 4.
yeah, this is the best season of the show. Obviously, the villain is great. I don't have any particular issues with the show. I think the only thing that I did think about when I was watching the show is I felt like, specifically this season and the season we're going to talk about, it felt like they were being constrained for the show being a kids show. Because like I felt like they were trying to like what you would censor themselves, and like there were scenes where they were intentionally doing a lot more innuendo, and I felt like maybe they should have just waited 10 years for the Avatar fans to grow up, and they should have just done an adult show. But other than that,
Yeah.
I enjoyed this show.
Oh, shout
right,
out to also shout out to Zarika and the damn Earth Queen. Now, like that bitch should die. The moment I realized that she killed the Earth King's bear and ate him, she had got to go.
Okay, my final thoughts on this is I just want to say I did not like how Korra was behaving around the help. I think that's where some of her character flaws really started to annoy me. Because there's that one scene where she's talking to the queen, and the queen sucks, but she just shoulder checks the help, and I'm like, he's done nothing to you. Why'd you shoulder check him like that? To the point where he fell down. I was like, you gave this guy injuries on the job. Why?
Hey,
You're
Kiyoshi was
angry at the
throwing.
queen.
Kiyoshi was throwing. Like, okay, last time I threatened the Earth King himself, so let me just threaten someone else. Now, God, the cycle is supposed to be deleted, but still, Kiyoshi came back and was like, whoa, are we about to say?
BuckMeister,
He was an innocent
BuckMeister,
bystander.
I love your memory, dude. You remember everything.
The hate.
Bruh,
Hate
It
does
stuck out
that.
to me. I was so mad. I was like, he did nothing. Why? Okay, fine. Also, and then like the other thing is with this season, right? I just like I could see what they're going for, and I'm not against the show's concept. I don't even hate Korra as a character. I just think the show also it doesn't give her it needs that oomph on it because okay, fine, we're in a more mature time, but if you're still on a kids network, you still want to give the hero that defining moment.
Yeah.
And I thought setting her up with poison, threatening to erase the avatar state, and she overcomes all of that solo dolo while the team is handling the other villains and saving the airbenders, and the airbenders are saving themselves. I thought that would have been better because she needs the reason why this is such a debate online, the reason why we have to go into death battle things is because Korra never gets a defining moment, and Zahir being the best villain should have been her defining win. I
but you know
think
what?
that's what should have happened.
You know what I think?
And also,
I think that these writers probably started having an idea for the fourth season around this time because all of a sudden we started getting introduced to Kovira.
Yeah.
If you remember correctly, all of a sudden Kovira is
yeah,
there and she's helping the main characters. So maybe they could have done that, but I have a feeling that they decided to go against it because they suddenly had this brilliant idea to have Korra have mental issues because of the poison.
also the other thing is, I was wait, they break up in season 2 or whatever. So again, Mako really doesn't do anything this season. He just eats up screen time. Nobody mentions him. Bolin has the lava bending moment, I guess, but it's just like, but okay, no setup
Doesn't
for it.
Mako date Asami again or something?
Yeah, because that relationship is working out perfectly, right? Because all of that stuff was handled really well. Why are we going back to this?
Okay. Yeah. Let's conclude. Let's go into season 4.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. Again, if you say it's the best, I think it is. I think that Korra's dad was a fantastic addition. I think their relationship was actually handled pretty well. Also, last thing about season 3, I was not happy that Korra got tricked by Zahir. I was like, after Unalaq, you should have, as soon as you heard his name, you should have been like, conversation is over. Leave the
Also-
spirit realm.
I feel like Korra's dad is a character that should have been a main character but is a supporting. Like, why is he so involved with so many things? Like, Why are you one of the
They
guys
were
that
trying to subvert the trope.
right?
But I'm saying, like, I did not like that
feels like
Korra
it was
got tricked. I did not. But I'm saying, like, Mr. Extrodin, I did not like that Korra got tricked by Zahir. I was like, she should have learned after Unalaq. After Unalaq, I'm watching everybody sideways.
They're trying to pull a Tom Riddle with the prison of the Chamber of Secrets. Like, oh, this lovely book. Oh, it's got so much information. Only to realize in the end, oh my God, you're Voldemort.
No, but like
yeah,
the other thing I'm saying,
that's what I'm saying. Like it feels for me, going back to that whole Korra's dad thing, it just feels like they realized later that that's who he should have been. Like they realized that we should have given this character more screen time, but it was too late to do that. If that makes sense.
Anyway, let's move to season 4
okay.
before this thing.
Anyway, season 4, right? So season 4. First off, I don't understand Korra's PTSD. I'm confused.
She almost died
Oh, she almost died. She was paralyzed.
again.
She almost died in the Unvatu situation too. She didn't get PTSD off of that. She lost her lives.
She couldn't
lost
walk.
her. No, but I'm saying she lost her previous lives. She was feeling like she's the worst avatar of all time. If that was the time to have PTSD, that would have been it.
But
Losing all of your previous lives, seeing Rava get destroyed before you, and that's not what gave you PTSD?
physically, maybe she was more traumatized physically. That physical.
It got drawn out of her physically. That was a traumatic experience. He took it out of her mouth.
Yeah, but think about this, BuckMeister. Not being able to walk as first of all, you're the avatar. You're not able to walk. You're poisoned.
No, I'm saying I don't understand why she lost her motor function.
The poison.
But she was doing avatar things.
Yes,
Why
because she
would
was in survival. You know
But
what
I'm saying
happens?
I'm saying I don't understand how that would impair her if she had the avatar state and was
Didn't
still
she
able to function
fall
in the
from
avatar
the
state.
sky or something after defeating Zahir or something?
No, she did a Superman landing and she landed on her knee and she was fine. She was standing at the. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, fine. All I'm saying is, I feel it's more traumatic to lose all your real connections to the previous avatars, lose all of that knowledge and wisdom. Because as much as people can say it's a new age, she wouldn't have needed that wisdom. No, we see it in real life. Patterns repeat themselves all the time. It doesn't matter what level of technology exists. The patterns repeat themselves all the time. That knowledge would have been uber helpful. I'm saying, Guru Lahima guy, if Aang was there to talk to her, Aang would have given her all the talking points that she needed to stop Mr. Guru Lahima before he kept Guru Lahimaing. And also, to take it back to season 3 just a little bit, they kept looking for Iroh and then they were consulting Zuko. It was just like, if you're going to go back that far, just go to Aang. But anyway, fine. Moving on to season 4. I didn't get the PTSD. Then, when she does get cured, or not cured, but when she's able to move around, why was she seeing the ghost of her avatar self?
You see that of
Are
all the
you genuinely
fights.
asking, or
I'm genuinely asking.
because she was reliving the traumatic moment when she was
She was
being captured and poisoned?
She was confronted by the weight of all her goddamn failures. Remember how much she was a hothead and she wasn't listening? This is where it landed her up. And now she's facing all her life's choices, facing her, coming to bite her in the ass because she was too, what? Like you said, she was too stubborn, right? Was that not the
Okay, but
argument?
now I'm saying, okay, we're in season 4 now. All right,
Yes.
let's even go back to Zahir. It took the team to beat Zahir.
Yes.
Why is she leaving everybody to be on her own?
Shame. Why did Luke leave everybody to be on his own after his whole temple got burnt down?
But even Aang had the
Yeah,
same issue in season 3, Mos. Like
No.
after what happened, after what Azula did to him, he almost died, and he even couldn't sleep at a point.
He went to the sea.
Yeah, but I'm saying he went to the sea and he almost drowned himself, but then eventually he gets to the other side. The other people find him and he realizes that he has to be part of a team again.
Yes.
He doesn't just disappear in jail forever. She literally just left everybody and started writing notes.
Because she's
Why?
stubborn.
Well, not necessarily stubborn, but she's going through self-doubt because she feels like she can't really help anyone until she fixes herself. So she goes on her own self-discovery journey.
And also remember, at this time, the airbender said that they will, carry the load.
And whose fault was that?
Okay, but I'm saying that to me, when she has access to help, because she does use it, ergo she goes to Katara, why would she isolate herself from her mother, her father, and her teachers? If she
Shame.
uses,
But
Because
she does
uses
say she's
Katara's help.
some of these people talk to her, they don't talk with her. So someone like Kitara would listen.
Yeah, and Katara does
Her
help, but then
parents
at
listen.
some point she says she's reached a block, and so she needs to try something new so she can advance her recovery.
But I'm
So she
saying
leaves.
Tenzin's whole thing was about learning to listen. At this point, he was supposed to be able to listen. I'm pretty sure
Look,
this would have been a great
look,
way to build their relationship.
I get your
But she,
criticism, because we can't defend the undefendable. We're gonna give our theories from now until Jesus comes back. The truth is, yeah, it does. Plot wise, it doesn't make sense. But from my
it makes a
perspective,
lot of sense to me. Maybe not to you guys. It makes sense to
yeah.
me.
No, it
Okay,
doesn't
all right.
as well.
Okay, fine. The other thing I didn't like is why was Korra so out of shape and out of practice?
Because
I mean,
of
she
She was
couldn't
still
walk.
fighting.
dog.
I'm saying,
You know what
but
depression
like
does?
I'm saying, she was still. But I'm saying at some point she was still competing underground. And again, this is where the story beats
She
her
only had
up.
one
She's losing
fight.
to random rock people.
She only had one
But she's
fight.
losing. No, wasn't she? No, but they said that. No, but they were talking about her being like a resident underground fighter at that point because there's a time
Yeah, she had
skip.
one fight. She had one
In
fight.
that in that whole time.
Yes. Yes, if you
Oh, that's
follow the
it.
flashback. Yes, she only had one fight. And then she lost and then she cut her head.
Why did they make her lose?
Why does she lose
Because
so
it was her
much?
first fight.
Her first
Also,
fight.
not just that, guys. You remember that fight with Zahir was probably one of the most traumatic things that she's been through.
But
Forget season
okay,
two.
but now
Forget season
this
two.
becomes a problem for me because remember Amon and the fact that she didn't listen to Tenzin, that didn't play into thingies later. That didn't follow
It
through later.
does.
She's had multiple
You
traumatic
know,
experiences.
no, it does because she has the traumatic experience where she loses her legs, then and then she recovers, and then she goes, and then she tries to go to Republic City, but then she turns around and she goes to that island where she loses to the thieves because this is her first. That's actually her first fight. She loses. Then she ends up at that fighting place where she only has one fight, and then she ends up in the Swamp Thing. And then when she goes to fight Kuvira, that's like Kuvira is obviously like one of the strongest benders in the world. So of course she's gonna lose
Okay, but
that fight
I'm
as well.
saying, Pila, no, I don't agree with that because first off, we get to Toph, right? We get to Toph. Yay, Toph is back. She's a deadbeat mama. I guess that's fun. Um,
And a hoe. Let's not forget that part.
hey, no, people can have multiple husbands. It's fine. I just don't understand why she was a deadbeat mama. But anyway, okay,
A
fine.
hoe.
Anyway, fine. But I'm saying she
A
goes through that
blind
whole
hoe.
journey,
No, yes.
does the
Dear
training.
God.
I'm
I
saying
do not
does the
approve.
training.
Leave it alone. Chill.
I am not. I do not condone this message.
Yo,
I'm more bothered by the deadbeat mama part, especially when I was reading the comic books and she was setting up a school. And I don't understand how she left the school and became a police officer. But anyway, that's another story for another day. We get to Toph. Toph does the thing where she's giving the speech. I think she was oversimplifying those villains to Kingdom Come, and she was just like they were on the right path, but they took it too far. I'm like, wait, you what, Mr. Lahima? Mr. Lahima? He almost killed the Airbenders again.
Facts. Okay.
Unvatu? Unvatu was literally twisting the spirits. Like he was making them something they were not supposed to be. He was upending the natural order. and the spirits were just cool with that.
I agree with that analogy and everything. I just wanted to add with regards to my gripe, and this is we can explain it from a part where she's suffering from PTSD, she's weakened, she's whatever. The fact that she lost in such a humiliating way against what's her name?
Koi Vera.
Yeah,
No,
Kovira,
here's
because
the other thing. This is what I'm saying.
I was about to call it the title I called at the beginning of this video. Uh, she lost to Kovira in such a humiliating way does not, for me, irritates me. I love action. I love
Even in the Avatar stage, right? I think she
even
was.
in
Yes. No, but here's the other thing that I'm saying. Okay, Koi Vera is one of the strongest.
No, guys.
okay.
She
Elaborate.
loses. She gets into the avatar state, and then she has a PTSD fit, and then
Yes.
she gets out of the avatar state. Then she loses. So she doesn't
Okay.
lose in the avatar state.
Okay.
Okay, but here's the thing. What I'm saying is, Mr. Pila, first off and foremost, this is where I'm saying the show does not reward Korra for her growth. Like, there was a moment in season 3 where she's talking to that guy on the bridge, and you're just like, this is Korra at her best. Give me more of that.
The guy who
It
wants
doesn't
to
give
kill
us
himself.
more of that. Yeah, it doesn't. No, I mean, he was just up there and he was just terrified. But, like, it doesn't give her more of that. And then we get to this point where she negotiates with the villain. This is a big moment, right? This is after she's overcome the poison, she's bent it out of her body, she's
You talking about when
supposedly
she's
over her
negotiating
trauma.
with Kuvira?
Yes, when she's
Are you
negotiating
talking about
with
when she's
Koivira.
okay?
Now, what I'm saying is, if I'm writing this, Korra is beating Koivira because she's more balanced as a human being than she's ever been. She's
Yeah.
been to her lowest point.
No, wait. Are you talking about in the fights?
Yes, yes, yes.
So not the
And I'm
negotiation,
explaining
but the
why.
fight.
Yes, I'm also talking. No, but I'm talking about the negotiation as well because I'm saying Korra
The
negotiating to
negotiation
me.
happens first, then the fight
Yes,
happens because of
then the
the
fight. Yes. Now I'm saying the negotiation to me was such a breath of fresh air. It was so refreshing to see Korra say, "Let's talk about this."
character development. Yeah.
I was like, okay. Then Koivira pushes the issue,
I
and
hope that
Korra's like,
answers your earlier question, Tebello. What are one of strengths?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and that's not an
she
Aang trait, by the way. Compassion is not a character trait. Compassion is just something people have.
so
No, it's not. It's a trait. Not
No, I'm
everybody
saying it's
just
not a
has
trait that, but I'm saying it's not a trait that belongs to Aang. Aang doesn't have the copyright on compassion.
That's true.
No, but we're just answering. We're not comparing Aang and Korra. He was just saying this is what Aang has. What does
No,
Korra
but
have?
what I'm saying is that when people hear me talk about her being a hardhead, they always say you just want her to be Aang, and that's not what I'm asking for. Because the next thing she does is that when Koivira pushes the issue, Korra does the logical step where she's like, if we gotta fight, we gotta fight. I don't mind her fighting nature. I just don't like the idea that she's so stubborn that every time she's supposed to learn a lesson, she doesn't learn it, and we're like 3 seasons in. So this was great
But she's
to me.
learned
I
that
was
lesson. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I mean, if we get to
I get
season
your
3,
point. No,
she's
I get
still
your
doing
point. We're
it.
on the same side.
Yes, but now this is character development. I love it. I want to see it. I want to see it rewarded. Why didn't she beat Koivira?
yeah,
Because to me,
that's
like,
my
she's more balanced right now. She's more balanced. She's not as hot-headed as she was before. She's more spiritually inclined. She had a spiritual thing where she went through traumatic experiences and learned to balance herself as a person
and
after overcoming those experiences.
I'm
Right?
gonna go there. I know you say don't compare whatever. I'm not even gonna compare her with Aang. I'm gonna compare her with another avatar who was nowhere near as balanced as she was at that point in time, but she still managed to beat an entire army, and that would be Kyoshi. Kyoshi could have wiped out that entire army of Chang the Conqueror, but she chose to she chose to form an island. And here we have the same power level, basically, or more, if you that stats book. And we don't get rewarded with the same kind of realization that she could. I would have loved it if you could have seen her. She could have beaten the entire army, but she chose to have restraint. And they're like, you know what?
No,
Go.
I'm gonna say look, I'm gonna say that she didn't need to have the strength to beat the entire army. Fine. I'm saying she should have been able to beat Koivira one-on-one.
Okay.
And I would have had
Episode
Koivira
what?
cheat. Yes, and I would have had Koivira cheat and send the army anyway and just go back on the agreement she had. Instead, Junora, summoning Jutsu.
Okay.
Why couldn't she
Look,
beat
I mean,
Koivira? I was rooting for her.
I fundamentally disagree, but it's okay. I
Yeah.
understand.
Okay,
No, but
then.
I'm saying, Pila, I'm looking for enjoyment. When do we get into enjoy it? When do we get enjoyable moments?
Enjoy Koivira
I mean,
kicking Korra's ass, bro. Enjoy that.
I'm
yeah,
not here for
yeah.
Koivira. I'm not here for Koivira. I'm here for Korra.
I want like
It's
to
not
convince.
called Koivira the Avatar.
But here's the thing, like it would be so uninteresting if the character defeats the villain in the early half of the show. I mean, you would prefer the character to go through their character journey, learn something, and then defeat the villain.
But
That's
I'm saying
more
at that
story
point she
structure.
did
If they
learn
just beat
something.
the villain's ass, what does she have to learn?
It's the
No,
hero's journey
I'm
thing.
saying if you want to do something like that, you can still have Koivira go back on their agreement. You can tap into Korra's naivety, still have her win the fight, and have Korra take advantage. I mean, have Koivira take advantage of it. It's the same
But
thing that
Korra's
happened with
not naive
Frieza.
at this point.
No, I'm
But
saying
Korra's
she's
not
no.
naive at this point. She's not
Technically,
Goku.
she's still no. I'm saying technically she is because she's naive to the world of politics. She's dealing in politics here. Koivira is using politics to take over the government of Earth. Now, Korra is literally just saying, just turn around. Koivira can't because of the political situation that Koivira has set up. So Korra can go ahead and do this negotiation Avatar style, talk about balance, and then obviously she can see that Koivira is not interested. She can defeat Koivira in a closer fight because she literally, I think she landed 2 hits and she needed the Avatar state to do that. I was not a fan of that.
Mm.
Whatever. But I'm saying have Korra and Koivira be a lot closer in the fight. Have Korra win and then say, "See, I've beaten you. I've defeated you. That's it." And then Koivira can just start laughing. And then she's like, "Is that what you think
But then
politics
wouldn't we
is?"
also But then wouldn't we play the semantic games of Korra's just lost 2 fights? She lost in a dungeon. She lost against thieves. Now she can beat Kovira. Wouldn't we be playing semantics? Like, how could
No,
she do that?
because we're
And
saying
also,
that she
she
had
hasn't had a
PTSD.
fight for 2 years,
But
and
I'm
she just learned
saying,
how to walk, and now she can beat Kovira.
Pilla, we're talking
That's why it
about
doesn't make sense for
her
me.
being unbalanced. We're talking about her being unbalanced. By the time she gets there, she's supposed to be balanced. I don't think it would be the
No,
semantics
she's
game.
not balanced. She's clearly not
No,
balanced. Though.
that's the whole no, but I'm saying the thing that annoys me is she went through that journey to find balance. She found Toph balance. And when she actually does I'm back. Anyway, and when she actually does the thing that an avatar is supposed to do in trying to find balance, she doesn't get rewarded for it. I just think they needed to be a time in the show where Korra gets rewarded for her character growth, and that didn't feel like a reward. That just felt like her getting pwned.
We can't hear you, Tebello. We can't hear you.
Oh, see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying, I'm gonna call the elephant in the room is that the problem with this final arc is that it suffers from terrible writing.
I just
No,
I'm
because
looking for the
bec-
enjoyment factor.
because what you're
I don't
telling
think.
me, no, yeah,
No, I'll hear you out.
because what Pila's explaining is a very correct. Like the sudden, if she suddenly managed to beat Kovira after taking so many L's, it would seem like semantics, correct? Which is correct, but at the same time, we this character has been through so much. She deserves to have at least a shining moment. We have not been given any of these shining moments because
But this
everything
is not the time to have that shining moment, Tebello. Not
because of the way.
When is it?
Yeah,
When?
what we won't get there because of the way the story has been structured.
yes.
And that's why I'm saying this story was badly written.
I disagree.
I don't disagree. I think there's a lot of red conning at the end, but there's solid stuff here. It's just it wasn't tight.
So
Okay, I'm saying my problem is that when does she get her Oza? Just once. She has been
But now
consistently taking L's.
we're comparing it to Aang. Why do we have to compare it to
No,
Aang?
I'm not talking about. Okay,
even-
fine. Okay, if we don't want to talk Aang, what do we want to talk? Who do we want to use? I'm saying even Kyoshi has Ching the Conqueror. Come on, she like as a main character, she deserves something. It's one thing to keep dumping on your main character, but you have to give them something.
I
She
mean, I don't want
didn't
to
get
rush
to
too
beat.
far to the end, but she does defeat Kuvira in my eyes.
She saves
She defeats
Koivira
her
from a laser.
physically, and she defeats her
Not
physically, and she defeats her
okay. First off, okay, fine.
philosophically. Right.
I don't. I still a little bit disagree, but okay. Anyway, so I want to give a quick shout out to Bolin because he actually has a lot of character development in this season. I really enjoyed his character. I hated seeing Mako because he was still nothing and all of that stuff. And Koivira, to me, I still think is the best villain or the most fleshed out villain in the entire series. I understand her
Awesome.
motivation. I understand a lot of her backstory. I understand why she's doing what she's doing. And also, shout out to Zahir taking Korra to the spiritual plane because it's not like she had a master who was an airbender trained in the spirits that she could have consulted.
And you really hate Tenzin. Yeah,
Basically,
Yeah.
doesn't want Tenzin and Marco in the show. Like those two guys should not be in the show.
I
Also,
want
shout out to-
Tenzin. I want Tenzin to do stuff.
Shout out to the real MVP of this season, Varric. Varric is the MVP, though.
Julie, do
First
the
off, Varric, why were you evil then? I don't get it. This whole thing of a public conscience, when did you develop it? Because you literally tried to kidnap your president of Republic City for some reason.
I mean, there's a theme of redemption in this arc that applies to a few characters.
Yeah, but I
So-
didn't spend time with Varric to learn why he needed redemption or why he was doing the evil things in the first place.
I think that's the romantic story that had a good.
And here are my questions. Are you telling me there's no death penalty in this world for Zahir to be just locked up in prison? There's this punishment for
Yeah, he was
basically
treated like
bioterrorism.
He was Eisened.
Guys, it's a kids show.
And
That
people
blew
died.
somebody's head up. That blew somebody's head up.
Well, who? Whose head did we blow up?
Is Zahir's girlfriend?
Combustion woman.
Oh, that was off screen.
Yeah,
But
but
the
I'm
president-
still saying
but the president, but the Queen of Balsan said died a horrible death.
yes, that
Okay,
too.
yeah, that's true. Okay, look, I don't know how it works, bro.
Yeah, and
That's
I
what I
tell
said.
you,
Okay,
Like,
here's
this
another
show is-
thing.
oh
Here's
yeah,
another
definitely.
thing.
For committing regicide, there is no death penalty. Are you telling?
Okay, here's another thing about Zahir that I just found A1. Why was he surprised when Korra told him, oh yeah, did you know that your actions led to Koivira? There's literally a panel of him going, what? Oh, because when you just
Vera is.
no, because you completely disabled the Earth Kingdom when you killed the Queen with
He
no
doesn't
plan for this
go,
chaos.
He doesn't do that. He goes, I've heard of her, and she's dangerous.
No,
and
there's a no. When Korra says you helped install a dictator, there's literally a moment where he's like, "Huh?" I swear, if you look at that sequence again, there's literally a point where he's surprised.
He's not confused. He's insulted because he obviously doesn't appreciate dictators. He's not shocked.
Because
He's
he
insulted.
created her. He gave the environment to create Koivira.
He's shocked that someone would charge him with creating a dictator because he's so ideologically opposed to dictators.
No,
He's not
but he
shocked.
did
He's
it.
insulted.
But he did it. It's him. Koivira
guys-
doesn't exist without
Guys,
Zahir's
we'll
stuff.
argue until the cows come home. Yes,
Okay,
it's been
anyway,
over 3
fine.
hours.
Okay. I need to move on.
Good luck.
Anyway.
I ain't editing shit. I'm just gonna copy and paste. It's anything. No,
Oh, damn.
No, you-
no cutscenes,
okay.
no video clips, no nothing. Is that coming?
Also, if you've gotten this far, you're
Guys,
a
we're in
Aye.
the strong team.
you're
Aye.
This is we're gonna call it the Korra therapy session. You're just gonna vent, so
Aye.
we'll
Anyway.
understand.
Anyway, okay. So again, she goes to Zahir for spiritual stuff. I don't get why, but okay, fine. She goes to Zahir for spiritual stuff. He walks her through the spiritual plane or whatever, and again, she's supposed to get over the things she needs to get over or whatever. Right? I think I'm mixing up because does that happen after Koivira kicks her ass or what?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that happens after Koivira kicks her ass. Okay. Anyway, so now we're entering giant mech territory. We're literally in the Transformers, but okay.
It went
And
from
also,
kaiju. It went from kaiju all the way to Megas.
yeah, XLR, chicks dig giant robots apparently. Anyway,
Yeah.
so right. And here's my thing. First off, I don't understand how they're turning the tree energy into a laser cannon. I'm still very confused.
Scientific research for the win.
And I'm like, where are the spirits that are supposed to be defending the tree? If that was Heibai would have been throwing hands with the entire Koivira army.
The spirits
They
that
just take it.
the spirits at this point are taking a holiday. They were 110% done with humanity. You know what? Just fuck him. Kill each other.
But
It's
you
okay.
can't be done with humanity because there needs to be some sort of spirit around the tree or something.
Whatever. Everyone dies.
Also, Kovira's boyfriend is one of the worst characters in this season.
Oh, Mr. Simp a lot. Oh, God. You want to talk about a simp? Oof.
She had a boyfriend?
A husband
She had a
who
husband?
worshipped the ground she walked on.
She had a
Koivira-
husband?
Koivira could be dripping sweat from a workout and he'd be there to lick up every
Yeah,
single drop.
Top's grandchild.
I thought this whole time that she's
No,
she's
husband.
Are you sure?
No, she's
You know,
not.
this is giving me. Who watched the abridged version of Dragon Ball Z?
Don't go there. I'm telling you now. In order to preserve your LGBTQI plus membership card.
Platinum card.
It's giving that scene from Frieza. Like when Zaman wanted to talk to his girlfriend, is like, what the hell?
You have a girlfriend?
We tried to save the card. Okay, don't revoke his membership, please. We need him for this podcast. He adds diversity. Anyway.
No, if they're gonna take the card, the things I'm telling them, the things I'd say that definitely get this card taken, but I'm keeping my mouth shut. I watched the PDD records. That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, all right. So, first off, why did Koivira try to kill her husband?
Because you see what I'm talking about.
I agree with you on that front. I think Kavira is a weirdly written villain. She has the same problems as Amon. She's
I don't know.
underdeveloped in some areas. She's
I
like
don't know
her philosophy is well written, but her personal conflict in her is underwritten in the show.
And then also, like this whole thing of presenting herself as a hero. I'm saying this whole thing, but I'm saying like this whole thing of presenting herself as a hero. If it's about the Earth Kingdom, just help. What's this extortion racket that you're running?
Because she wants to have the power to implement change.
Of
See,
what?
That's the thing.
I'm saying if she just helped, they probably would have given it to her anyway. If she just stepped in. No, I'm saying if she came there with assistance, saying all I'm here to do is help. That's it. I'm not here to take over whatever. All I'm here to do is help.
Absolute
and she
power.
helped.
Absolute power is tempting, sweetie.
No, but her intention is to become the great uniter for the Earth Kingdom and become a dictator. It doesn't seem like she stumbles upon it. It seems like that was her intention.
Yeah, she was.
It seems like she already went past through all that helping thing because initially, like she was good. She had good intentions, but she realized that the only way to actually get shit done is actually through force.
Power. I will teach you
But I'm saying you don't have to take over somebody to display power. That's not how that works. If you're about the people, be about the people.
If you're an evil dictator, it is.
Okay, fine. She's a dictator. Okay, cool.
Yeah, just
Let's
using the one of the people as a means to get to your power. Yes, it
Yeah,
makes absolute sense.
I think you're looking at her as someone who was trying to help that went too far. I looked at her as she's a dictator who's using the lie of I want to help people.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
made more sense to me.
She loved power more than
Okay.
she loved the people. That's
Hence
the
why
honest
she
truth.
was
But then when we get to the end, that's when it becomes a problem. Anyway, so let's get to this mech
no,
fight, right? Let's get to this mech fight. So here's my thing.
And that's
Korra and Koivira
can I ask you a
are
question?
two.
How
Yeah.
rich is that kingdom? An entire mech that size made out of platinum. I was hoping for titanium or something. Platinum and Gaga. Yo.
Was it platinum on the outside because she could bend it from the inside?
Yeah, it was platinum from the outside of here.
Okay.
But
It
wow,
had to be. No, it had to be because she was bending metal inside. But anyway, when we get to that inside fight,
in this universe.
how good?
I'm saying how this place was not even colonized doesn't make sense to me. Like there are no colonizers anywhere. There's no group of let's go kill them.
No, they took it. They took down the Fire Lord. The Fire Lord was that. After the Fire Lord, you don't have that.
But my thing is, are you telling me that the Fire Lord is the only person that was thinking like that in this entire world?
No, they weren't.
Kavira is now.
No, they weren't. Remember, before the Fire Lord, there was also guys like Chin the Conqueror. There were many despots vying for absolute
but I'm not
power.
talking about past events. I'm talking about that time in Korra's time. There was nobody.
Except for
but
Kavira.
like at that time, it was supposed to
with
no.
Kavira,
I'm saying not even.
It's a different story. I'm talking about the platinum part of it. Like nobody wanted the platinum.
Well, the platinum
saying,
belonged to what's her face? Face's king. What's earthbending lady?
Why am I forgetting her name? Lin Bei Fong's sister.
Yeah, Lin Bei Fong's sister. Remember, she has that super rich town. Hence why Kavira is like, why you guys? She basically is like Killmonger. She's like, why are you guys hoarding all your riches for yourselves when you should be sharing it with the Earth Kingdom? And they're like, we don't give a fuck.
But she was not
rich.
talking. No, that's not what happened. What happened is
in so many words it was.
No,
we don't give a fuck. We're not sharing our resources.
But what happened is basically they heard she was taking over kingdoms, and she was like, "You want me to give you this stuff that I have because you want to be the great uniter." She didn't come there with an open arm. She came there saying, "I'm taking this over."
But what about remember, before Kavir became a dictator, she went to her and she was like, yo, I think you should become the queen and try to help everybody. Yeah. And she was like, nah, I don't want to do that shit. I want to fucking take care of my people. Fuck everybody. So...
Right.
But I'm saying, she said she was not qualified to be a queen. Like, it would take more than what she knows.
So, basically, fuck everybody. I'm doing me.
I'm saying they could have found another way around it if Koivira was actually there to negotiate, which he wasn't. But anyway, okay, cool, fine. I'm not saying that character is great. I'm just saying this whole thing of Koivira was Killmonger for the people's. Anyway,
how much?
Even though Killmonger also was hella messed up, he's not right at all.
Yeah.
Yes, Killmonger was not right at all. Yeah. And also, he literally forgot that he's taking over the planet when people like Doctor Strange and the Hulk exist. Okay.
Let's not forget. Okay.
This is Killmonger. I'm getting back to Koivira.
And also, Thanos was wrong, guys. Don't ever come at me with the Thanos was right argument ever again.
Just make more resources, my guy.
Super weird. Sorry, I know this is super weird and super tense. Apparently now there's a Griffith is right on the internet. Yo, can everybody?
Oh, you don't know about this?
Like you don't know about this? Chill. He did nothing wrong, right? Apparently,
yeah,
nothing wrong.
Wait, which Griffith are we talking about? Maybe you're not talking.
Berserk.
The one who raped?
Yes.
He did nothing wrong, apparently.
Nothing. He was just following his dream and his goal.
Yo.
And here I was about to think. Here I thought the Aaron was right. People were taking things too far. Wow, guys, relax.
Griffith.
No, somebody was just like, I hope Guts doesn't kill Griffith. Griffith is the main character of the show. Griffith is the best.
You know, I've never watched Berserk, so I don't know how this thing ends. Does
But it's clearly pretty privileged from this point. Like people just like it's like
Yeah.
if people are like Sephiroth is like the main character of Final Fantasy. You're like, what the?
Yes, it's just interior. It's a very intrigue. That gorgeous hair in slow motion.
Anyway, getting back to Koivira, right? I did not like that her and Korra were matched because I'm like, okay, now Korra's balanced now. She's at her best. She's at her peak.
Yeah, but
There's
he's-
nothing in the way here. Why is
Well-
she not using the avatar state?
Wait,
Why?
Can Korra metal bend?
No.
Yes.
She can when she wants
Yes.
to for some reason.
Oh, she can.
Yes.
So
Why is she not metal bending?
The advantage would have been cancelled out at that point because I was about to say like,
Oh yeah, she can.
Koivira's
Yeah.
literally surrounded
Yes.
by metal, but
Korra should have mashed Koivira in that final fight. Like, mashed her. Like, it should not have been a contest.
why not?
And she had the avatar state. Why are you not using it?
Honest to God, at that point, I would have gone a queue. She gone inside. Like, am I inside the building? Fine then, guys. I need you everyone to get out. Okay, get out. But Korra, we need to work together to stop this thing. Don't worry, I got you. Suddenly, eyes glowing, little hurricane inside the machine.
Will you guys please refresh my memory? Like, I remember at a point Bolin wanted to learn metal bending. Did he eventually learn it?
No, they traded that for lava bending that they didn't set up.
Yeah.
Wow.
But didn't he ever bend in the previous season?
No, he never lava bended. He lava bended at the end of
season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is season 4, right? With his girlfriend. Like, didn't his girlfriend try to teach him how to metal bend?
No, his girlfriend is an airbender.
You see,
His metal bending journey ends in season 3.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, so
Now-
we have kaiju internal kaiju fight.
And I'm
we have
saying,
Marco
like,
trying to
again,
sacrifice.
wait, why doesn't she win? Why?
But she does win.
She does not. They basically tie. And I'm like, Korra, you're handicapping yourself for no reason.
And then we've got Marco trying to sacrifice his life by throwing lightning at the poor tendril.
If he
plus
died there, I
tendrils.
would have been like, yo, good riddance.
And I don't know why you have so much beef with this guy.
He does
No,
nothing.
I agree.
It's basic-
Mako does nothing in the season.
Mako does nothing. He eats time. He's a nothing character.
Basically, it's a run through of what you call that.
And and Tenzin is like non-existent in this season. Like they even forget he's even here. Like
The airbending master that probably would have been hella more useful than Bolin and Mako is nowhere to be seen.
He's out there teaching his school, yo. Leave him alone. Like, bitch, he's enjoying his retirement. I'm done, bitch.
Wasn't he overseeing those airbenders that were...
Yeah, so like, bitch,
There's a giant mech. Stop overseeing and start helping.
please, Republic City has its armies. Fuck that shit. I'm done with this mess.
You're the master of the Avatar. You're the airbending master of the Avatar. You're supposed to be there.
And the air nobles teach that you must release yourself from worldly attachments. I ain't about this war. Bye. Enlightenment. I like it that at that moment he starts flying away. You see? No attachments. I'm gone. Flies off into the horizon.
He's underwhelming for the position he's supposed to hold in the story,
Many
especially being
characters
voiced by J.K. Simmons. Freaking
Many-
J.K. Simmons.
Many characters are underwhelming, thank you.
Okay, and then, alright. And then basically Korra has to save Koivira from herself.
Because
Thematically, or whatever, because
Yes.
they're the same somehow.
yeah,
What?
for some reason. Yes.
What? What?
It's the ultimate. It's the basis of Tokno Jutsu. She learned it at last. Naruto came to her when she in the spiritual world.
There's no connection. Talk no jutsu, you gotta have a connection of some sort. What connection does Korra have to Koivira?
They're the same. They're both women. Are you denying their gender? You are being sexist, Mr.
You're just trolling now, dog. Like...
I do think that was force fed there. The whole
I was
Kavira
so
and
mad. I was so mad. I was like, oh, we're the same. When I lost my bending and I was poisoned, I would have done anything. So you would have taken over cities and
Yes,
destroyed thousands of people and
yes,
displaced thousands more?
and kill
How many
people like
people
that.
died in that
She
assault?
wasn't she willing to crush some people's hands or
Are
something
we
like
supposed
that?
to believe that Kuvira suddenly had a change of heart just because of what Korra said?
Talk no jutsu.
yeah.
Doesn't it do that all the
Nah,
time?
this is not Power Rangers.
They go. So what happens is Kavira shoots the laser thing.
And then
Korra goes into the Avatar state, and then they both get shot into the spirit world.
Yes.
Then they basically talk no jitsu, and then they come back, and Kavira's like, "I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I'm turning myself in."
I
yes,
remember
and
that.
guess what? Even
That's
short
why
as
for me, the fourth season, the last two episodes are the worst for me because they feel so rushed. They felt rushed.
I
So
agree.
when the multitudes of Earth nation citizens were telling you, maybe just don't do this. Okay, Korra in the afternoon. I gave you
After
On
beating
a
your
Thursday afternoon, dog.
I mean, the
and
thing that
again.
annoys the most is there's also like a subplot because obviously we have to resolve the power vacuum in the Earth Kingdom. And there's this fucking prince that we've been following throughout this entire show. And then he, at the end of the show, is like, you know what? I think the Earth Kingdom should have a democracy. And I'm like, that came out of fucking nowhere. But it is what it is.
Just because
He's
of
also
Marco's
part of the
influence.
Mako problem because
this
him
is
and Mako on screen are just grating.
Yeah.
Ugh.
yeah, and he managed to
I
sing.
guess I'm the only Marco stan here.
I don't know much about Marco for me to have an opinion. Don't.
What
I'm
do
not a
you like
hater.
about Mako? What do you
Everything.
like about Mako?
He's hot. He's
Everything.
hot. He's a man crush, isn't he?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I
What
don't
did
know.
he do that significantly impacted the story?
Oh,
If they took him out, how does he change? How does the
I think I
story
told you
change?
before. I feel like Marco is Marco is a main character in the wrong show.
Yeah,
Like you can like that whole bodyguard thing can be like a whole story on its own.
true.
But unfortunately, like I said,
Not a story that I
problem
want to watch. That Mako and the Prince knew.
the problem, like I said before, the
You
problem
see?
writing a supporting male character
Mm.
is they don't know
Kella
how to.
didn't even
No.
Kella didn't
And
he
on
didn't
that,
he also say no to Korra's plan of getting the army to help her, but then he helped break the law for Asami?
if there's one character who deserved to be a part of the LGBT, it was either Bolin or Marco.
Mako, I think.
I think
Bolin should have gotten some action.
I think
He
Bolin.
was working hard.
Yeah, that's my only gripe. But then again, it's just me idealizing because
Wait,
the thing.
when was the whole family story thing? Was it season 3 or season 4?
Oh, season 4. That was season 4.
Oh.
You see,
Wait,
go
go
yeah.
ahead. No, please go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say to conclude. The thing that pissed me off the most, you see, for me, I was indifferent from Korra. What tipped me over to disliking Korra as a storyline was the whole last minute LGBT. We are part of the representation thing. That
Yeah.
tipped me over. Everything else, I was like, she's a character. I don't care. That last episode, last few seconds, we're holding hands suddenly.
And I'm saying, right, with the way they're writing Korra, look, Korra being bi or lesbian or whatever didn't shock me or whatever. I mean, again, that's a stereotype when it comes to masculine female characters. I don't think they needed to lean into that stereotype, but whatever.
And then Kovera had a
My
husband.
thing is, okay, but my thing is, right? My thing is, they were talking about always doing this with this character. Remember, we want to go opposite from Aang, so we're trying to go as opposite as we can from Aang. That's as opposite as possible. Why not just do it from jump?
Yeah.
Like, and okay, you want to say that
No,
the
no,
show
no,
had restrictions?
No, it
No, I'm
doesn't
saying,
just.
okay,
Yeah.
anyway, let me just say this. What I'm saying is, everybody wants to go Nickelodeon had constrictions. Nickelodeon had constrictions. Right around it. Have them do a shopping sequence where women are getting gowns and doing makeup And it's like, oh, Korra, you look so pretty, ha 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 ha. And then people can go, oh, you see how she's touching Korra's face? But then you can obviously say to a child, yeah, she's trying to check her friend's makeup. You can literally write around that. The driving scene in the car, do more of that stuff.
You don't understand the level of damage that they did with this whole thing, do you? It's literally there's basically a subtroop about this. Either it falls under bury your gaze or I forgot the other ones that they do, because it's the same thing they did with Castiel in Supernatural, and I will never forgive them for that. I will never forgive what they've done with Korra with regards to this representation, because they're only trying to jump a bandwagon because it gives them brownie points.
No, it's not as bad as Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars is the worst offender.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me. But Supernatural hurts. Star Wars, we didn't expect it because just last 2 seconds. But Supernatural hurt because they were shipping those two for decades, and then we get it at the last 20 seconds of one's life. Unforgivable. And the same thing with here, because at this point it was the height of the LGBT fighting back. We're beginning to get equality in the States. We had equality in South Africa for years, really. But in the States and most of European countries, representation mattered. So now that the representation mattered, and then they wanted to show that they're in support without causing too much on their own pockets, they will save it for the very last episode, and not just the last episode, literally the last few seconds of the episode, so that it doesn't hurt. You've already watched most of the season. If you bought the merchandise,
like this is what I'm saying, right?
For the longest time, I've been wondering: is Marco such a bad boyfriend that the two women he banged started dating each other?
Yes.
Like
sucks.
Orientation bender.
Toast. He sucks.
Orientation bender. Like. If this
but also the lead up to it. The lead up to it is so insulting because they're chilling and then all of a sudden Korra's like, oh, I need a break, so I'm gonna go to the spirit world. And then what's her name? Asumi, I forgot her name now.
Asami.
And she
yeah. That shows how important she was to the story.
Asami comes out of nowhere and Asami's like, oh, my dad just died, so I think I'm just gonna go with you. Should we tell anybody? Nah. Well, I mean, we only just opened up a new portal. Maybe Korra should do her job and be the Avatar. And then they don't give a damn. They just go into this portal and then they disappear. And I was like,
that's a CW
bad
superhero nonsense there, right there.
So you can understand. This is the one thing that tipped me from I don't care about Korra to I don't like Korra. I can't say I passionately hate. I'm nowhere near at BuckMeister's level, right? don't get.
No, wait. Like I said, my thing is I'm frustrated with the show. It's not hate, it's frustration. It's seeing things that they could have done and that they didn't do, and I don't understand why.
Me is straight up dislike because of what they've done with the representation.
It's almost 4 hours of you not understanding stuff, so I get it.
So anyway, we are.
We're at the. Oh my God! So we did
our final thoughts.
1 hour for each season. Oh God. Okay. Let me just go here with the final thoughts. All right. Like I said, villain here has an interesting premise that just falls on its face for me. Koivira, the resolution is nonsense, and you should go into the comic book. Do you know that Koivira gets pardoned for all of her crimes? She literally becomes part of Team Avatar at some point in the comic book.
By who? By the prince?
Yeah, I know. By the government and the world president and everything. She gets pardoned. And basically, Bo Korra and them, apparently they take up for Koivira at the court. And Lynn's sister, who's there, even says that we must give Koivira a second chance. So she just doesn't get to stay in prison, apparently. She's roaming around on house arrest.
She literally, the last thing that character says to Koivira is, "You're gonna pay for what you did."
Yep.
She literally says that.
Yep, that's but so in the comic books, there she's the mother again. She's being motherly to Koivira again. Okay. Like I said, I'm saying this again. This thing was overly ambitious.
And here I was wondering about why the hell they spent the here. So here we are.
You know what I'm saying? I hope the live action doesn't have such nonsense, because if it's the same guys, and they decided, let's change the live. Then
I'm expecting changes. I'm already expecting changes. I mean, really.
Like I'm saying, this is my thing with this whole thing, is that I'm like, I didn't feel the setup. I didn't see the development, and the development we got wasn't paid off for me. Like the payoff was just like, instead of Korra actually defeating defeating a character with a face and a motivation, the thing she defeated was a laser for me.
Anyway,
Like
so those
again,
are those
I
your final
wanted to
thoughts?
like Korra. I'll wrap it up here. I wanted to like Korra. I really did. I really tried to separate it from Aang and everything. The only thing that made it hard is that there's still lore there that they should have connected to as a whole series. I don't understand why they rejected the lore. It's on one thing to reject Aang's character, but don't reject the lore. You see what I'm saying? And then like the whole thing of Korra not definitively winning against somebody with a face, it just became to a point where I was like, this show just enjoys whooping Korra's ass, and I don't like to see that. Like
Alright.
Amon beat her ass, then she kicks him out of a window. That's her retaliation. We get to Unalaq. Unalaq whooped her ass as well, to the point where he took Rava out of her body and destroyed his previous lives. And she didn't get to beat him on his own. Janora had to tag in. We get to Zahir, she's poisoned. Janora summoning jutsu. Janora has to step in. We get to Koivira. She literally tries to negotiate. She has the poison out of her body. She's supposed to be more balanced as a person and as the avatar. She gets defeated in one of the most humiliating ways possible, where she's just locked up in some rocks or whatever, summoning jutsu Janora. Now we get to the end of it. She's handicapping herself to fight Koivira. I don't know why. Where's the airbending? Just use airbending against her. You're in a closed space. She's not gonna be able to do anything against a vicious cycle of wind or whatever. Okay, fine. Then she defeats a laser. I'm like, the show didn't give it, like it felt anti-Korra to me at some point. And I was like, that's not enjoyable for me to watch. And then there's the tainting of my previous characters, which I didn't need. Like, I didn't need to know that Top was a baby mama. Why? With two different dads?
A
Why?
hoe. I told you she was a hoe, but you won't let
Okay,
you won't
baby
let me
mama's
say
the
it.
wrong word. I'm sorry. I take that back. I didn't need to know she was divorced twice and then basically was a deadbeat mom to both her daughters. I didn't need to know that. That's not fun. I don't go, fun fact, did you know that Toph literally just let her two daughters run around until one became a criminal and scarred the other one? Ding, the more you know. No, no.
All right
So,
then.
like,
Who
again,
else?
yeah, I wanted to like Korra, and I see why people like it, but I just didn't enjoy it.
Mr. Extrodin, your final thoughts?
about the whole series or just season 4?
Yeah, basically 4 and the whole season because that's what we're going to do.
Season 4 for me is the second strongest season for me, writing wise. Like I said, for me, whenever I watch season 4, I always really fall asleep. When I have to watch the last 2 episodes, they're very underwhelming for me. But I think Kuvira is one of the strongest characters ever written in that entire show. Character design wise, everything about Kuvira is amazing. I still like the Marco turning into a bodyguard thing for me. I think from a writing perspective, it really helped me even in my own stories actually.
Now, if he fell in love with the prince, that would have been a lovely
Uh,
comeback.
Not really. I mean, I honestly wanted him to be either with Korra or Asami. That's what I wanted, but I didn't get
Yo,
that. I was heavily
BuckMeister, your face! No, stop it!
and then the whole LGBT thing with Korra and Asami was also very disappointing. But hey, it's their decision. Like you said, we're not the ones writing. Overall, Korra, I still love it. I don't love it as much as I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. For me, Avatar: The Last Airbender, what sold it more than anything is season 3. Season 3 is my favorite season of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like that for me, especially Boiling Rock. You see that
Right.
two-parter, the Boiling Rock. Nothing beats the Boiling Rock for me. But yeah, that's for me. I think it's not as bad as a Boruto or whatever it is that we got from anime sequels. Um, I really like it's different, and I saw it being different, so I like it for being different.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, Pila.
Last season of Korra. Ah, man, I have such mixed feelings about it. I really like the lead up, and then the last two episodes kind of just wah wah wah. And then the show in general. Oh wait, but maybe more about season 4. Tighten up, make again same criticism I always have is you've developed the philosophy of these characters, of specifically the villains, but their personal conflicts are just so non-existent or glazed over. Kavira could have had more layers, especially with her connection to the family and even her husband. I mean, the fact that she's willing to kill him and it doesn't even feel like she's conflicted about it at all is weird. And then the show itself, great ideas, but I think maybe it's the sign of maybe too much creative freedom. I think we maybe how people say George Lucas kind of went a little bit ham, but then when in the earlier trilogy he kind of had to be restricted, and the people try to keep him to what he had to do. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I think Luke Skywalker was supposed to be a robot with a metal head. So if sometimes it helps to have restriction. I feel like maybe in the sequel you guys had too many ideas and maybe not enough pushback.
Like nobody in the room just said, "Do we have to do all of it?" Like that's one of my things. I'm just like season 1, they doing too much. You need to tighten it up. Season 2, we're doing too much. You need to tighten it up. Season 3, at least the narrative was consistent. But like at some point, it just felt world breaking. Season 4, it was a bit more consistent, but then they started doing too much. Like that's my thing. It's like as a writer, if you know you only got 11 episodes, use that time wisely. And that's why characters like Mako frustrate me. Because if you took that screen time from him and put that on Koivira, you would have had a much fleshed out character in Koivira. Because Mako's not doing anything with that screen time. There's nothing we can say about that prince that was impactful when he was bodyguarding him.
Anyway,
Peter,
so
your last statement, was that based on the entire series or just season 4?
Me?
Yeah.
No, that's the entire series. I think the entire series needed to be. I mean, season 3 is amazing. It still also could be worked on a little bit, but in general, too many ideas. Somebody in the room needed to bring it down.
okay, let me wrap it up. Season 4, from the little I've watched, also kaiju boredom. I wasn't the last fight between Kuvira and Korra didn't pull me in. I had no sense of excitement in the fights or anything like that. At this point, I was just going through the motions, you know. It's I don't know if that analogy makes any sense. So I was just watching it for the sake of watching it. If you know what I mean, like you're bored and you have nothing better to watch. So I was just going through the motions. There was no excitement. I didn't anticipate the build up or the payoff. I didn't see sure there was a battle. But I wasn't pulled into the stakes of the battle. I wasn't feeling bad for people who could have died or were about to die. So I really
I was
wasn't.
worried for Bolin. I was worried for Bolin. I was like, "Hey, bro, Bolin, leave him behind. It's fine."
So like I said, I'm literally I'm not a non fan watching this show at this point. I was clear in that. I got really pissed off at the end. I've explained to you why, because that enraged me. I won't lie. I was like, how dare you? But that aside, my big gripe with the whole season in total is that we see here in Korra the same disease we see in many other sequel quote unquote shows. Is that yeah, I know you're defending the writing. The writing here was lackluster. We are not. It's inevitable that people are going to compare the first cycle to the second one. That's what happened. And let's compare to somebody who did it well. In contrast to this one, we have got The Hobbit, we've got The Lord of the Rings. These things were written. The Hobbit came out first; it was a kid's book. Then this man pushed out the Lord of the Rings and it came out something fantastic. Now, if we have a formula that exists, been proven to work, why don't we learn from it? Why don't we learn how to follow up on a story that was successful and to make it something better? Because if we have that formula and it seems to have worked in the past, and if you implement it and it can work again in the future, why don't we use it? Why are we falling under the guise of we want either creative freedom or it was creative restriction or whatever the excuse they're gonna give for people who chose not to give this law the enough respect and love that it actually should deserve? I think that's what I feel. I feel with regards to Korra, and it also feels with my gripe with things like Boruto, Super, and etc. Is that it seems to me that the fans love the story more than the writers, and that's why you have this situation. That's my thoughts with regards to all this thing. Yeah.
All right, so I just want to thank you guys for indulging me in my madness.
Okay,
this show really had.
It's the first 4-hour podcast for the year.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
guys, Korra really had me shook, and I'm saying again, like I don't want anybody to get it misconstrued. As a character, as a concept, I think it's dope. I just think the execution for me, and I just think the fact that she doesn't get to a major like victory moment or moment of triumph, it's just like I'm like, okay, you want to be more mature, even if we take it to something like anime, right? Like let's talk Berserk for a second, right? Guts goes through some of the worst stuff ever, but he still gets to defeat some of the biggest villains of the show, and when he does, it's very cathartic, right?
So he does defeat the rapist.
Not him yet. We're still getting to him. But Guts has like severe victories under his belt, and he went through some of the worst things possible. So, just punishing your character, to me, I don't enjoy that. That's not fun to watch. I like to see characters go through struggle and triumph. I never felt triumph with Korra.
Only we would compare Berserk to Avatar.
You know?
Hey, Avatar wanted to be more mature, right? We were talking about the politics and blowing people's heads off, and it was about like the poison, and there was assault, and there was the thing of women's bodies, and there was all of these messages intertwined.
Yeah, Kavera was right. Dear God.
Kavera was right.
Okay. Wait, are there also people who are going like the years, right? Hashtag zero.
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah. Because I don't understand. I don't understand how chaos. I don't understand how chaos works. I don't understand his plan. I don't get it.
It's not chaos.
Anyway.
It's anarchy. The anarchist. Anarchist.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why.
But anyway, like I'm saying again, I can see why people like the show. I'm never gonna hate on anybody that likes the show. But for me, in my mind, this is entering the realm of Dragon Ball Super, where I'm like, until they fix it,
it's not
canonized.
This is not that bad. Come on.
Not that bad, though.
Look.
No, but like, why are you messing with my favorite characters? Why are you making Aang a bad father with no context?
Do you think
why are you not developing? Why are you not developing that? Why are you not developing Kia and Bumi? What do people know about Kia and Bumi?
I just pictured Kuvira playing to the Jiren's theme playing with Kuvira standing there. Da na 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 na.
Remember they made Goku black? How fucking atrocious was that shit? Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's as bad as Dragon Ball Super. All I'm saying is, like, for me, I would never want to watch it as a follow-up again. Like, I don't see the need. Like, until they fix those things that I have an issue with, and I don't even know if they're going to, I'm just like, Korra, you sit somewhere in the recesses of my memory.
Okay, let's put a wrap to this hot mess, because it did end on a downer. On a positive
I'm done.
On a positive note, we're going to be talking about Aang before the show comes. We'll be covering Aang live. We are going to mix things up in the years to come. I hope you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for surviving up until this point. We needed to vent. This is like.
I needed to vent. I'm sorry, guys.
This ending feels like the same ending we had after watching the last episode of Ahsoka. Like, wow, weird.
This is mild. Ahsoka was that was horror.
No, Ahsoka, we were all upset. Here is like half of, like 1/4 of us is upset actually, because you don't care and the other guys like it, and I'm like, why?
Anyway,
Like
so
I was just asking why a lot, and I do not like that when I'm watching a show.
we are gonna go into things that we're going to like this year. We're gonna shy away from topics we don't care. If they're making Ahsoka season 2, I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah. No.
The
Oh,
live.
did you guys hear about the Mandalorian? I was thinking about Pila. I was like, Pila was so right.
Wait, what happened?
They're making a movie.
Are you surprised?
Ah, damn.
The Force
Well,
is.
they're also supposed to be making a movie to follow up with
Hold
Aang
up,
and the crew
Hold
on
up, hold up.
Netflix.
I need to channel my inner Palpatine. The Force is strong within you, Master Pila.
Thank you very much.
And they're also
Wait.
doing Ahsoka season 2.
I'll skip. What do you mean they're making an Avatar movie?
Apparently, they're supposed to be making a movie with the Avatar, with the gang as grown-ups. It's supposed animated. And I don't know if I want to watch that.
All I know is that there's going to be the show. There's only one reason I'm going to watch the show, because that's the only thing. Look, the bar is in hell when it comes to what I'm expecting from this show. Don't get me wrong, but each time I see Princess Azula, I'm going to be playing the original theme music in my head, and every time they're gonna mention her in the talk show, I'm going to play a theme song because she's the only interesting character.
From what I heard,
No, I'm saying, Tebello, I'm not talking about the live action show. I'm talking about they're supposed to make an animated movie where Aang is a father and they have their first 2 kids, Kia and Bumi, at that point, and they're supposed to be getting into the founding of Republic City. And I'm like, I don't want that if it leads to me watching Aang go like, bye kids, bye Korra, let's go to the koi pond, Tenzin. What?
I just heard that they have been given a budget to expand the Avatar universe. That's all I heard. I don't know.
We'll see this. Anyway, we should close out now because it's been
all right, I'm
500
done.
hours. Next week, I think we're going to start with Avatar Aang, the Book of Water. I think we'll just do one book at a time. I'm not gonna go episode by episode. We'll go crazy.
Yeah.
So we'll just do book 1, Water. And I hope to see you guys there. Thank you so much for lasting up in this time. I hope you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Should I? It's a new year. Should I use my old catchphrase because it seems to be traumatizing? Because I was thinking of new ones, like what, spread us around like the hookers of Hillbrow or something like that.
Wow. That's worse.
I think your last one was better.
That's worse.
What?
I think your last one works much better.
So no hookers of Hillbrow.
We want to still have a podcast, Chief. We don't want Nigerians coming here to our door.
The hookers were right, please.
Okay. I want to find
The hookers were right.
They didn't let them go.
Okay, I'll behave. I want to become more viral than him. Is it the only way to spread it too much? So please spread us around. We love you guys. We hope you guys see you next week. Peace out.